Today I will be discussing Euthyphro's dilemma, and I will just be explaining what that is, and then I wanted to respond to that dilemma from a Christian point of view. So, Euthyphro's dilemma comes from Plato's dialogue between Socrates and Euthyphro, and in that dialogue, they came up with two different situations that would oppose those who believe in God. And the reason why I wanted to come at this from a Christian point of view is because the moral argument is super famous and it is still being used today to challenge Christianity. And even though this argument wasn't originally formed, obviously, to challenge specifically Christianity, a lot of people can still use it for that purpose. So I thought it would just be cool to show you the Christian point of view. So I'm just going to go through the two situations individually and explain the Christian argument for those two situations also individually. The two situations are, is something good because God recognizes it to be naturally good, or is something good because God commands it to be good? And I just wanted to start off with the situation is something good because God commands it to be good. And at first glance, you're probably wondering why that creates a problem for those who believe in God. But the reason why this is a problem is because if something was good just because God commanded it, that would mean morality could be arbitrary. So this could mean that whenever God was creating morals, he could have said anything was good, and he could have said anything was evil. And it was just a random decision, and he just chose whatever he wanted. So that would mean that he could have just said murder was right, and he could say lying was also right, and then say that kindness and humility are wrong. But a Christian could respond to this dilemma by saying that the Bible says God is light, and in him there is no darkness, and God is unchanging. The key word there being unchanging. So if God is truly forever unchanging, whenever he decided morality, if he decided morality, that would mean that that wasn't just a random decision that he made. It wasn't just a random decision for murder to be wrong. And it would also mean that he could not just go on a whim one day and say that, you know what, today I want murder to be right. He couldn't just wake up and totally change our moral compass upside down. No, because he is unchanging. So the other situation about morality is something good because God recognizes it to be naturally good. The problem here also isn't an obvious issue, but it is a problem because if God could recognize something to be naturally good, that would mean he is recognizing something outside of himself. And that would mean morality is something that does not exist in God. So morality would be some type of governing authority above God. And if God existed, he is omniscient and he created all. And there could not be something above him telling him what is right and telling him what is wrong. And if there was, that would just totally contradict God existing at all. And that is why this creates a dilemma. However, a Christian could respond to this dilemma by saying, we're only given two options, when I'm sure there's multiple other options that could exist in a reality where God exists, where morality was created with God existing. And the third possible option that isn't presented for Christians is the standard of good is God himself. So, for example, lying is wrong because God cannot lie. So, it's not because God commanded it, ignoring his own nature, and it's not because God discovered lying to be bad from a nature outside of himself. It is because, for a Christian, God is the definition of what is good. Therefore, in Christianity, there is no dilemma in these two situations because there's only, first off, two situations given, and there's multiple other possibilities, and because the two situations that are given don't fall under Christian theology at all. And that is my Christian response to Euthyphro's dilemma. Thank you.